And there was this video online of a guy who had this clock since 90s, right? And it were a digital clock, and it's never lost time. It's perfect, absolutely perfect. This clock, digital 90s, a good one, never lost time. And he's not looked at it for a few years. He's looked at it, and it's like 4 minutes. Is it like 4 minutes behind the clocks now? It's like we've lost 4 minutes. Is that right? Is that what happens? I didn't know. People were saying like time's it's going quicker now, isn't it? Time. It does these days. You know, it goes quicker. You don't get as many. You know, you don't get as many hours in a day, do you? Is it just me, or do you ever stop to think about why things are not as exciting anymore? Why things don't, just not maybe feel as enjoyable? This is not me trying to bring you down, but I was thinking about this other day, and things just don't seem to be as exciting or as enjoyable a lot these days. And I don't think it's me getting older this time. I don't think it is, because I've heard other people saying. Do you know what I think it is? I think we've definitely got too much choice. I do, and I'll explain why. So come with me on this little drive tonight, because I'm going to work on my night shift. And I just thought, this has been bugging me. I wonder how many other people feel like it. I wonder if I'm only one. And I don't think I will be. So stick with this one, especially stick till end. And we'll go through a few things together and see if we can try and make sense of it. See you in a bit. Get my belt on. Ooh. Right, let's get set up here and off we trot. It's about a 40-minute run, so as long as I'm not speaking total nonsense, there should be something here in this video I'm making that might be worth putting out. So fingers crossed for me. Ooh, sun's come back out. That's always a bonus. And we're off. No radio on. Don't want copyright strike, do I? No. So let's turn you around and see where we're going. I might do in a bit, actually. Have you all been anyway? Sorry I've not been on as many videos in a week, because I've just done something like 3 sets of weekend working, so it's really sort of tricky to then find a bit of time in between to have your life and then do your YouTube stuff, as well as other jobs that are kind of like mounting up, don't they, when you're working. Yeah, so I just thought to myself, I don't think it's just me this. I've heard people complaining about it, and the sort of the statements that they're making, that they're not enjoying things like they used to. And I think what it is I think it definitely is something to do with choice. And I think everything, and I've said this before, things seem too here and now, and they seem too accessible really quick to throw it away, if that's it. Is that even a thing? Throw it away, you know what I mean? To like take it or leave it. It's there for you, it's there now, and yeah, you don't have to wait. You don't have to really think about it as to what's happening. I'll tell you a good example, shall I? And then you might get to know where I'm coming from. How many of you, and I'm exactly the same, we sat down here when we get a minute and we want to watch a bit of TV or a film or something? Chuff me. You can be half an hour to an hour, can't you? I've actually sat some nights with not much time spare, and the irony, and I've said it before, but the irony is, in the other room in my house, I have all my films that I've been collecting over years, and there's a few that I still need to catch up on that I bought, because I do that thing where I buy stuff and don't get around to watching it. I can't be the only one for that and all. Does anybody else do that? I've even bought films, me, because I like films. I've even bought films and thought, I've waited years to watch this. I've gone on shelf to put it away or organise it, and it's there, and I've already bought it like 2 years before. But yeah, anyway, cut a long story short, everything's accessible. Example, Netflix, Amazon, TV, catch up. Back in the day, you used to have to wait until a certain time in week to watch your favourite programme. And you'd only got a number of channels, and people will have said this before, I'm sure, but there was something about waiting for your favourite show. And there's something about preparing to watch it, getting ready, getting excited, and it coming round, you're looking forward to it. Whereas now, don't laugh, but I'm a massive Emmerdale fan, me. Like, I didn't think... I used to see Emmerdale Farm coming on TV when I was little. Because it was called Emmerdale Farm, weren't it? Do you remember? And music used to come on, I used to be depressed already because I were only a kid and I was like, ooh, we're going to be looking at old fogies on a farm with some horses and a few sheep and that. Oh, it's rubbish this. Boring. It's all brown. Fields are brown, cows are brown. Notes going off, it's crap. As I've got older and it's now Emmerdale, well, it's actually good, actually. It's like real life. I like it, mate. It's better than other soaps. And I found myself watching it, and I think that's Sharon's fault. Maybe her dad in a way. But yeah, it spoilt it because I'll get up and I'll watch Emmerdale while I'm having my breakfast. And I'm a bit annoyed by myself doing that because then I've not to look forward to, you know, towards the end at night. I'm in front. But yeah, that's what I'm talking about because we used to have to go and queue and bloody queue at Video Shop, didn't we? And if we want to... Hey, I'll tell you something as well, that's another thing. Films, you'll go to watch a film at Pictures. We went to watch, the other day, Odyssey, right? It were alright. I'm not going to give it a review. I'm not going to tell you what I thought. And I'm not going to plead with you to go and see it. But... you can definitely do a lot worse than watching Odyssey in IMAX at Pictures. That's all I'll say. But it's not... It's interesting because when the audience were coming out of the cinema, a lot of the younger audience were like, that were absolutely incredible. Oh my word. I could hear them talking. That scene, this scene. And I thought, that's brilliant that they've enjoyed it. You know, they were buzzing. They were like, wow. They couldn't believe what they were seeing, you know. And I thought that's great, that. But I just felt like, well, I grew up on Sinbad, you know what I mean? And, well, we've had, like, Troy, haven't we? And we've had, like, Gladiator and things like that. And, do you know, I sounded like a pessimist. But anyway, don't let me put you off that. But what I found interesting is when we left the cinema, a lot of people were saying they enjoyed it. What I've then seen is, I've seen a few reviews, yeah. A lot of people liked it, a hell of a lot of people liked it than didn't, but there's some people, I think it's more like my age group, that are like, well, it were alright, there's some good bits in it, but, I mean, yeah, fair enough. But back in day, you went to see a film at Pictures, it were a lot cheaper and all, right? You did enjoy it because you were going with your mates maybe and it were a big thing. There weren't as many cinemas, were there? When you wanted to watch it, you had to queue up miles, hadn't you? Because there weren't that many cinemas, there weren't that many screens. And sometimes you'd queue up outside cinema only to get to the front of the queue and there'd be no space, so you'd have to go into town and do some shopping for an hour or two and then come back for the next showing. They were instant. And then you really liked film. I can't wait to watch it again on video, let's say. And you'd have to wait 8, 9, 10 months, most of the time over a year, for it to come out on video. And then you go to the Video Shop and you'd have to queue up, like I said earlier. You have to queue up to see if it were going to be in stock. So, and I think I know where, and in fact it come to me this the other day, and you might think I've gone completely mad. You might think I have. But I know where this started, where we're not feeling satisfied with stuff. Or where I think we've got too much choice. There's too much choice available at us fingertips, so we're not enjoying everything. We're not enjoying things like we used to. And I'll tell you where it started for me, Subway, right? You might laugh, but hear me out. Subway are to blame in a big way. Subway, the sandwich place. They are. Listen. You walk into Subway and there's a row of different categories for different things you can order. all different types of sandwiches and stuff, and you think, but there's everything to choose from, isn't there? It isn't just a BLT, because you could have a million variations of bacon, lettuce, tomato. You could have all sorts on it. But it's not that. It's not just the sandwich. It's the start with bread, don't they? I'm stood there, and honestly, she's like, right, what bread are you having? And I'm like, oh, I'll have that bread. And it's just not brown, is it? There's Arty Italian, there's seeded, there's honey and summer, whatever. Don't know, there's... it took me a couple of minutes to say what bread. And then is it toasted? Do you want cheese? Do you want toasted cheese? Are you going for this? Are you going for that? What would you like as your filling? What would you like as... And I swear there must have been 16, 20 questions in. I thought, I've just come in for a sandwich, haven't I? Eh? I'll just have a sandwich, cocker. You know what I mean? That's what I've come in for, isn't it? Turns out now you've got a million options. A million options. And there's that many things to choose. You do. You find yourself thinking, well, and it's not going to be the same, is it, when you eat it? I like it when somebody else makes a sandwich. I do like that. Anyway, I'm digressing on Snap. But I think Subway have got a lot to blame for all these choices, because they were one of the ones in food that fetched in too many variations, I think. So they are partly to blame for this culture. Them and Netflix, 100%. So they're in bin. But we're still good, aren't we? And I still will put Netflix on now and again. Like I say, even when I've got physical media, which is bloody stupid, really. But yeah, and enjoying it. It's not an old thing where, like, you get past... I've seen say it's when you get past 40 and, you know, no, it's exciting because you've had that much experience in your life and you've done that many things and you've seen it all before, you know, you've wore a t-shirt, you've watched every film that's really important, and film storylines are just rehashes. So if you've seen blooming Star Wars, you've seen all sci-fi films, and if you've seen, I don't know, Last Samurai, you've seen Star Wars, and it's all one story, everything's notes new, and to a degree, yeah, I get that, but it's not about age for me. It's definitely not. I don't think it's age that does it. I think it's the circumstances. I think that with changing, there's too much choice. It's the world we live in. It's not how old you are. But the young uns and that, I don't think they'll not know, will they? No disrespect, like, to younger people. I don't know how they feel about it, because they've not known any different. But a lot of choices and a lot of I would say expendable things and instant things, and yeah, it's just all a bit weird, isn't it? Let me just pull up here a sec. I've got something. I need to get out of the way. Oh, yeah. So I'll just have a minute. It's definitely we've got too many things going off as well. We don't seem to have a lot of time though, do we? Hey, that's related to me. I think that's part of it. There's not enough time to enjoy your time off, to do things. So by the time you've decided what you're going to do, you've run out of time because you're back to work. Because people are working, aren't they, longer hours to try and get ahead or try and make ends meet. And in a family, most of you've got to work in family. You can't just have it like one person working anymore and one person staying at home looking after kids. Or staying at home and keeping the house right. Or, I don't know, do you know what I mean? Doing shopping and all that. You've got to do it all together. Everybody's pulling in all different directions. By the time you sit down on a night, even if you're working a day shift, it's what, 8 or 9 o'clock, am I wrong? And then you could, like I said, don't fall into a trap of then. They call it, don't they, doom scrolling on your phone, but I would think it's channel surfing or something like that. Trying to find something to watch. It sounds like I'm mourning. I'm not. It's just done my head in. I need to get it out there. I need to express this. Oh my God. Yeah, I need to just like, it's not just me, is it? It's not just me. But two things I've seen, and it's constantly being mentioned. Not really excited anymore, right? And time's going too quick. There's actually people think it's a conspiracy, and there's actually people online that I've seen have said it actually is true. Time is going quicker. And that I saw this video and it was quite interesting. I went down a rabbit hole, which I'm sure a lot of people do if they've got a bit. See, I've got too much time, haven't I, sometimes? So I've just contradicted myself there. But I was probably meant to be doing something constructive, but I was browsing something instead, and then it led to one thing, and that's what it is. You go down a rabbit hole, and there was this video online of a guy who had this clock since 90s, right? And it were a digital clock, and it's never lost time. It's perfect, absolutely perfect. This clock, digital 90s, a good one, never lost time. And he's not looked at it for a few years. He's looked at it, and it's like 4 minutes. Is it like 4 minutes behind the clocks now? It's like we've lost 4 minutes. Is that right? Is that what happens? I didn't know. People were saying like time's it's going quicker now, isn't it? Time. It does these days. You know, it goes quicker. You don't get as many. You don't get as many hours in a day, do you? Hey, what if they're right? That is a conspiracy. That ain't. It's got to be. That can't be right. Yeah. Anyway, I best get on. Yeah. Well, let's get set back up. I'll try and get you a different angle that's a bit more interesting. You're listening to me talk. Bam. Is this windscreen really dirty? Probably. That better. It's a bit cooler. We've had a heat wave. We're getting heat wave again, aren't we? We're getting it back. Sweltering. That'll be a laugh, won't it? Trying to buy a fan. One of my friends on YouTube, actually, and I'll digress a little bit, Hans, who lives across the pond, and I believe in America, he said to me, JT, what's the situation like with aircon in the UK? Well, I'll tell you exactly what it's like. It's a rip-off. And you alluded to that, and I thank you for it, because you probably guessed that we do suffer with, whilst things are readily available, everything goes to shit in extreme weather in UK. Whether it's cold, whether it's wind, whether it's heat, everything stops. So yes, we can get aircon. We can get aircon units, probably more readily produced or available choices. But when there's a heat wave, everywhere's sold out. You can't even buy a fan in most shops. You can't buy a fan, right? Because everywhere's just not prepared. Nothing's. There's no. It's like it's never happened before. We've had a heat wave, or we've had 4 foot of snow. Well, that's never happened before, has it? Ever? And of course it has. It's just that no one's that prepared in the UK for some reason. And just to answer your query about how we fare with aircon, we're very lucky that a lot of our new buildings, where the type of job I do, it's got aircon in it. But at home, there's a bit of a decision to be made coming up for a lot of households, in that will they choose warm air? Will they have aircon? Because I didn't know this, but if you have a heat pump, a heat source, it will give you aircon in a summer and heat in a winter, warm air. I thought I'll have some of that. That sounds all right. That it's £2,500 to start, and that'll probably do in my house. Maybe 1 room, 2 rooms. Here's the thing: it's not the cheapest installation to pay up front. However, it would save me money in the long run, especially in winter, because what that would do is just warm through the house without having to rely on heating. Why is it so bad to rely on heating? Well, one thing, it's bad for everybody, because if everybody's in UK, you'll notice the energy prices, no matter what it is, gas, electric, is sky high. We're on oil, so it's not quite as bad. Oil prices change depending on the latest war, which probably, if they're in a war, there's going to be a war in the next week or so, normally, to its state of world, which is another bloody stupid thing, but there you go. Anyway, yeah, so I've ranted on there, haven't I? But to answer the query about aircon in UK, it's probably going to get better, but we're way behind. As per, we're way behind Europe. We're way behind places like that have had this fitted in new homes for decades now, in other hotter climates. But the kicker is, it can help with colder climates. It can pump. It pump the warm air. And it's cheaper to run that than keep topping up expensive oil that I'm burning. Because why have I got oil? I live in middle of nowhere. Yes, I chose to live in middle of nowhere. Of course I did. And I knew that were a factor when buying the house. But there's no gas available. There's no gas available. There's never going to be gas on my road. They don't want it. People don't want it. You see. So yeah, it would be cheaper. Probably looking into that as an investment probably next year now. Yeah, so that's me. Diversion. Yeah, that one. So yeah. Not long now. I've about 20 minutes, 25 minutes from here to work. I've done this before, haven't I? I've put camera on in car and it was falling about all over the place, weren't it? Do you remember? Bloody hell. At least I've bolted it down a bit better now. Letting me through, cop. Cheers. Aye. So what do? Do you sit there and do you not decide to do it and then you don't enjoy it? I'll tell you what you do, and what I've found works is, especially recently, if you find yourself on a night not knowing what to do, bloody go for a walk. I've started doing that. And as soon as you change direction, like you get out of house, granted it's been nice weather, you get out of house, you don't have to walk far, you take a breath of fresh-ish air, and then you can. I process a lot when I'm out and about thinking, walking, and then I'll think, right, I'm not gonna, and then I'll end up thinking, right, it's not worth my time. It's worse when there's two, because Shaz will say, if I pick something rubbish, she'll say, well, because she'll watch it with me, she will, then she'll say, well, I cannot believe you picked that and it's been terrible. Well, there you go. It's definitely my choice next time, she'll say, and I'll say, fair enough. Again, if we all liked the same thing, that'd be bad as well, wouldn't it? I definitely can tell you this, in all my experiences in life, which isn't that much, but 80s, growing up in 80s when you were a kid, entertainment-wise, were golden. It was just like, it was fantastic. It was brilliant. Arcades, games in general, consoles at home. Like I said, going to the cinema, there weren't that many cinemas, but yeah, it was accessible. There might not be that many, but it was 2p to get there on bus and a couple of quid to go and watch a film. You know, you're set up with a few quid. But 80s, yeah, they were really good for entertainment, but probably not as good for other things like, I don't know, working environment, people being, I don't know, not as educated maybe, some weird social behaviours, but you're seeing them again now, aren't you? They'll just repeat, won't they? They do seem to repeat these weird social patterns and behaviours and people's ignorance to certain things. And I'm not trying to be all like goody-goody, but a good example of that is I went to a few football matches 10 or 15 years ago. I started going to football for a little while again, and you can't believe that there's actual hate and that's still going off in. You hear it in crowds. I'm not even joking. You'll know because you'll have been yourselves and seen it, and it's just like, really, have we've not come any way further at all since blooming 70s. It's staggering, mate, isn't it? It's unbelievable how you get people falling out with each other of a different background, different, I don't know, skin colour, or it's just mental. It'll always baffle me, I think, especially in things like, football and what have you. Honestly. Well, I started off talking about too much choices, and I ended up being just talking about all sorts of garbage, but hopefully we can make something out of this. Because the thing is, we're running out of opportunities to get a video done. I've got some great ideas and concepts, and I've already sort of booked one of them, but we're not having the time to do that as well as work these last couple of weeks. It is what it is. I'll not bore you about me v me. That's for a different video. But I'm doing all right still. I'm doing really well. So yeah, there's no vaping. Yeah, lost quite a bit of weight. Feeling generally a lot better. If you can hear like a pigeon noise, it's telling me I might be speeding, but I don't think I am. It's like a little warning in car comes on. It's like, I got my mother in car the other day, and bless her, she loves it, but she was like, Jonathan, there's a bird. I says, what do you mean a bird? There's a bird noise, love. Is the one under the bonnet? Has one got stuck, love? I says, get on now, mother. It what? Speed warning. She's like a pigeon. She's right. She's not often wrong, my mother. She's right. Here we are, look, listen. See? It's like a pigeon. That's drum and bass on indicator. Whoever made this car had a laugh, didn't they? Drum and bass or indicator. Inside. Hold tight. That's more like fairground. I've got a bit back into me music. I've always been into me rock music and me rap music, me Beastie Boys. And I've always had, I grew up on dance music, daft as it sounds. I used to love listening to like 70s dancey, ABBA, 80s disco, that type of thing. Even stuff like Human League and things like that, my brother wore. Influential with my musical taste, especially in that. I think when he introduced me to punk as well, that got me back into metal, and then from punk to thrash to crossover stuff. But I started DJing, as some of you know, I was DJing in the 90s, hobby, just as a hobby, and we went and did a little bit in Sheffield on a radio station, on a couple of them. Again, hobby. What the hell was that? That's just run over a car, ain't a rat? Chuffing hell, he nearly died. Did you see that? But that's not come back on camera. Jesus Christ. Something ran over a window. Oh, I thought it were a moth. Nearly died. Jesus Lord. I can't wait to watch that back. What was it? Bloody hell, that's freaked me out, that. Were it a leaf? Could have been out. Thank God it's daylight. Bloody hell. What were I on about then? Yes, I've been listening to more of my house music that I used to like, and it's all part of midlife crisis, isn't it? And of course, I'm gonna try and put that tune back together, what we made, me and James, and partly to see if I can remember how it went, and partly I don't know what I'm doing, so it's a bit of a challenge to myself, because I'm not musically fantastic at all like this, but I'm going to give it a go. Well, I am giving it a go. Drink pop, don't worry, it's not an energy drink. It ain't. I've not had one of them. Still not had an energy drink since before my operation for my gallbladder removal. About 2 weeks before that, I thought, that's one thing I can knock on head. And I have not had a fizzy energy drink or an energy drink. But have I? Because I've had Lucozade Sport. Would you class that as an energy drink? I'll be honest, I've had a couple of Lucozade Sports. Flat, still ones, and don't have fizzy stuff. I tell a lie. I'll have like a glass of cola if I go to a pub instead of a beer. And that's a treat, because I try not to drink fizzy stuff at home. Very, very, it's mostly water. And we used to call it letdown pop. Has anybody else called it letdown pop? It's twofold that, isn't it? Let down, what I mean by that is, you used to let it down with water, so it's cordial, it's dilute pop. Letting it down is a phrase, probably a Yorkshire term for using an ingredient to weaken it, to let it down, to weaken it, to dilute. Dilute, that's why they call it dilute pop. We used to call it let down pop. But the other explanation is, it is a bit of a letdown if your mates have got best cola, like they've got Coca-Cola in the fridge, haven't they, and 7-Up when you go to your mate's house. When you get home, you've let down pop. It's a letdown. You've only got stuff that you had water to. Probably it's better for you though, isn't it? Not as much fizz. Actually, the best thing for you is water. And if you want to take it one stage further than that, it's filtered water, isn't it, apparently? Because there's all sorts of bits in water. Is that right? There's all sorts of... I've heard this, I don't know if it's a marketing thing, because I've seen these weird taps with filters on. See? I'm keeping it on topic, because we're talking about DJing, right? And I've just been talking about filters, filtering. Well, water filters and mixed filters at the same. Yeah, we didn't used to have beer when we were raving. We didn't used to have many beers. We'd kill for water back in raving days. I think we used to pay for it. I'm sure we did. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did. I don't think you'd go out supping and raving. Although I saw a few people doing that. Especially at CJ's up here. There's some at clubs in Sheffield. There were a lot of red stripe drinking. That seems to be a cultural thing, red stripe, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, or if I'm being ignorant, let me know. Is it come like with dancehall stuff? Is it Jamaican? Where's it from? Red stripe. Am I wrong? Tell me if I'm wrong, but don't shout at me. It's only what I've been told, or what I think I remember, and I'm probably wrong. What I absolutely loved about Sheffield, when we started DJing in Sheffield, I absolutely loved it because it was opening my eyes to a world of people that I didn't know there were that many different types of people. And that sounds stupid, doesn't it? But don't forget, I grew up in the 80s at school. There were one black person at school, and I didn't know him. There was one black person. Do you know what I mean? I didn't know what crack were. I didn't know who they were. I never got a chance to speak to them or out. And then you come to Sheffield in your late teens, and you're seeing like different cultures. There's black people, there's Asian people, there's people from all over. And don't get me wrong, at first I was like, oh my god, what are we going to do? Like, there's all these black people, and we're in Spitalin, all these black guys, and there's like, what if you have all these bad, really poor, stereotypical, what you'd been told at school in the 70s and 80s about you might get mugged up Sheffield. We never got mugged. Everybody, in fact, I'll always remember this. I don't know if James will remember, but we got in a lift with all this DJ gear, flight cases, and we'd got keyboards, headphones. We'd got quite a bit of tackle, even though we weren't professional, but we'd still got quite a bit of tackle with us. And lift door open and all these rastas got in. Well, I say rastas again. The sound like rasta. They'd all got dreadlocks and what have you in. Again, I'm not being disrespectful. I just That's what I thought they were at the time when I was a kid. And I was like, oh, right, okay, what's going to happen here? And they were like, you alright, lads? I'm like, oh, yeah, you alright? Like, yeah, you're doing radio. And I thought, is this a trick question? Nobody's supposed to know we're doing radio. I'm like, yeah, we're doing radio. He's like, oh, yeah, can we give you a hand? I'm like, oh, nice one. A couple of them carried flight case for us. And one of them says, oh, we're listening later. Have a good show. And I was like, Jesus. Just honest to God, that blew me away, that. A little thing like that, I was like, oh, right, so a lot of stuff I've been told, or not even been told, that preconceptions is wrong. And people are people, aren't they? Of all walks of life, everybody. They were all sad. Of course there'll be shit houses in every walk of life, won't there? We're no different, have we? There's shit houses in our neck of woods. There's shit houses in everybody's woods. There's shit in it woods and in streets in some places. Well, I don't know why I said that, but you know what I mean. This is an interesting place up here, Spittle. This is where we did do some DJing from up here somewhere. I can't quite remember how far it were from here. I'm not going to get game away. But it's like an hustle and bustly place, this, and I drive through it and I always think like it's like it never sleeps. There's folks here, look outside having a coffee. There's every sort of different type of grill place. There's one on left. I think it's this one here. Let me just crank window down. That's beautiful, that. I tell you what, it's like charcoal, one of them. And it's like, you know, when someone's got a barbecue on and you think, oh, they're having a barbecue tea. Smells nice, doesn't it? One of these here, I think it was that one. It's a grill and they use charcoal and stuff. And it absolutely smells incredible. Yeah, it's busy. The only thing that annoys me about this, you'll get people that are crossing in between cars. Actually, this guy knows the score. But you'll get people as well that are trying to make ends meet on scooters and delivery. And I know they've got a lot of bad press, haven't they, people on bikes delivering snap. But they're not all baddies. They're not all baddies. Some of them bring me snap on a night if I'm feeling that way inclined. Or historically they have. I'm being good now, aren't I? Yeah, so sometimes you'll get people just walking out into the middle of the road and stuff. I suppose that's just any city with people that are just a bit like, I don't know, switched off, some of them, aren't they? Can you see? It's not a bad skyline actually when it's clear. Driving down now into Sheffield, you can see quite a bit. And these are these wicker arches, they call them. And one of these got hit by a bomb. It wore into it and made a great hole inside. And it got like patched up. Yeah, I'm not far off work now, so I'll be cutting this one. I'll have a look at it when I get to work on my dinner, because I get quite a long dinner, and I'll look see if there's anything that I can put together as a little video, rather than rather than me waiting until I film my next one when I'm off. I'll see if there's anything I can put out. And hopefully I can get some feedback on this one about how people are feeling, because when I started video off it were about how we're not getting excited and not feeling maybe as much fulfillment and things being instantly available, I think is the one of the main causes. And I claim Subway started it with Netflix, and I think that I'm right. Let me know if I'm wrong. I do get wrong a lot, not like my mum. She's pretty much alright with everything. She's never wrong. So what have I got coming up on this channel? Definitely some vlogs with me and Sharon. Definitely some vlogs with other people that I'm going to get on. And I'm going to do interesting updates about my health and stuff. Well, I think they're interesting. Let me know. And also there'll be a bit of travel later on, maybe. And there's some interesting places that we're still yet to go to. Like there's a really good 80s themed vlog coming up that I've got 2 or 3 places that we can go in the same day that are really 80s themed. And like I said on this vlog earlier, I've already dropped the hint. For me, growing up in the 80s was the best time for entertainment as a kid. It's just going to be hard to touch. I'm not saying it's not going to be beaten, but it's got to be hard to touch that 80s of things to do and the quality of what were available. I mean, you think of some of films that were out of pictures. Think of some of classic games, you know, entertainment business. Boom, arcades. You walk into an arcade, man, they were just like all your best games in arcade, and noises it made, and lights and neon and atmosphere. You don't get that now. It's all them tickets that spit out tickets. Or you jumping about trying to do a dance. I don't want to go and dance at arcade. I want to play Pac-Man. Showing my age. I don't want tickets for it either, so I can win a bingo prize. I'm not playing bingo or dancing. I'm wanting to play Pac-Man, thanks. Space Invaders. Mate, I'm nearly here now. Not took too long, has it? Yeah. It's working near a train station. So Sunday evening, this will not be out for Sunday evening, this one. It'll probably be out Monday, Tuesday. That's if I'll look at it and think, actually, that's not too bad to put out. If it's just me spouting along, I'll just treat it as practice and not bother. I don't know. If you've come this far, do me a favour. I always say this, don't I? But if you could just let me know how you're getting on with it, and let me know how far you watch this one too. I'm sure there'll be many more exciting little videos that I'll be making. And this might be of interest to some, so thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate your time and support, especially with my health. It's been brilliant. Thanks everybody, and I'll catch you on the next one. Yeah, thanks for your company on the way to work. It's been lovely to see you again. Cheers, take it easy, take care, stay safe. Ta-ra.